Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ninth session of Crypto Life Investments. I will wait for a couple of minutes for the audience to build up, and we will start discussing this very common question which everyone is asking, that whether $600 is a bottom or not. So let's wait for a couple of minutes so that I may know that I'm live. Internet is quite crappy as always. So guys, if you're watching it, I know very few people would be online at this time because it's quite an odd time. So, but still, if you're watching it, kindly give me a thumbs up so that I may know that I'm live and being heard properly. Let's see. We're here by refreshing it, whether I'm live or not. Yes, I'm live. All right. All right, guys. So BTC has dumped quite vigorously, and it has dumped around from 7,000, 7,200, a lot above from. This is a weekly chart, and it's jumped like 10 to 12% yesterday. And I've been saying this in my previous live session, and I've always been comparing the current scenario of Bitcoin with 2014, and looks like the resemblance is quite uncanny, and it's quite following the same pattern all over again. This 50 weeks moving average, since it was inside this candle, inside this 50 weeks moving average, I've been saying this, that if it loses this support, then Bitcoin is going to take a lot of time to get back up. For reference, you can see my earlier sessions for that. And if you see that, oh my God, it's totally following the very same pattern. So this is a weekly chart, and we are right now at $6,700. Look at the RSI rating, it's around 42. And now I will get back to, this is the last time when Bitcoin fell from 50 weeks moving average, and this is August 2014. And just like in August 2014, the next week it was quite volatile. And if you compare it like this, again, you see the same candle, quite volatile week. And the next week afterward, which is this one, third week, it was a dumping week. All right, then 2 weeks of consolidation, and then it starts dumping again. So overall, since it fell from this moving average, it lost around 70%, 68% or around this. All right, so if we even compare candle to candle, then still we are still following this 2014 scenario. I mean, totally as it is. And my most optimistic target is 5,000 for this, if we keep on following this. And now I'm right now we are at this candle. This is 2014, and right now we are at this candle. So most probably there will be like a couple of weeks which will be less volatile weeks, and there will be not much of movements. Let's see. And as soon as it starts losing this area, right, this one, I already drew these patterns, start losing this area, the $6,600, it's going all the way towards $5,000 as its first stop. Also, it's going towards this descending triangular pattern in a weekly chart. All right, so it can test this top of this triangle at 88, but the chances are less likely. And if you compare the RSI readings at that time, we are right now over here around 42, 41 RSI. You see, the RSIs are totally same. Right now we're at this 41 RSI. See, right, 43. And if you compare it with that, we were around 42, 43 at that time. Let me see some comments and I will continue. All right, so right now it's totally playing out this very same scenario all over again. The RSI is telling me that this, and it will take Bitcoin now quite a lot of time to get back up. All right, sorry. So as long in the next couple of weeks, they will be quite less volatile, and as soon as it starts losing this base of the triangle, the dump is going to be vigorous. Because if you see the last time, let me go to the daily. Last time, these 6,000 and $6,600 area, it holded the price and pumped the BTC back up at these points. All right, but the people who bought at these zones, this zone and this zone, they're not gonna hold, and they are selling quite already. All right, so these were some you can say maybe institutional investors or whatever, but these people, they're not gonna hold anymore. And if Bitcoin starts losing this descending triangular support, so right now in daily time frame, you see it has broken out of this symmetric triangle. This is a symmetric triangle in daily time frame. Let me light a cigarette. So as per daily time frames, let's remove this descending triangle. So this is a symmetric triangle for the daily time frame. So it has lost this support quite vigorously. And again, I told this earlier that if we lose the 7,000 support, the dump is going to be vigorous. Right now, it's making a little reversal candle, and we still have like 4 hours to close. So it can still test this $7,000 zone. All right, but even if it tests that 7,000 or up to $7,200 area, it's still the higher time frame analysis, it still remains intact. All right, so whether the $6,600 is a bottom and we are gonna move towards the upside, I don't think so, unless and until we make a higher high. This would be my first confirmation would be when Bitcoin, go to the weekly. The first confirmation will be when Bitcoin will start riding above this 50 weeks moving average that is above this $7,800 area as per now. So that would be my first confirmation. The second confirmation will be as soon as it will start making another higher high, like cross this $10,000 area, then we will be quite confident that yes, $6,600 is bottom out. But until then, everything is pointing towards downside. BTC is totally bearish as per the weekly time frame, and always the higher time frames, they always take the precedence over the lower time frames. All right, so let's go towards this 4-hour time frame. There's not that much to tell in 4-hour time frame. So right now, Bitcoin is in consolidation zone between $6,600 and $6,800. The time indicator does give a buy signal, but the dump, it was quite vigorous. We haven't seen a retracement back. So in shorter time frame, it can test this $7,000, $7,300 area, even $7,500. Basically, this support line of this symmetric triangular daily time frame, we can test this $7,000 zone, and we should test it. So if we are looking for a little long play here, as soon as it start leaving this zone 6850, we can look for a little long entry all the way up to $7,200, $7,300. But that would be a little risky, but technically it should test that $7,200, $7,300 zone. I'm looking for these zones for shorting and for longing, and I will give out signals towards my premium members. So right now, Bitcoin is totally bearish in weekly time frame, in daily time, in all the time frames. So what I'm expecting right now for Bitcoin is to consolidate a little for 2 weeks, and while doing so, it can test $7,000, $7,500 support. And for this bottom to be verified that $6,600 is a bottom, we should cross this 50 weeks moving average. We should ride above it, and this would be my first confirmation. Second confirmation would be that it should be above this $10,000 area. That would be my second confirmation. and a clear-cut indication that now the downtrend is ended, all right, and now we can move further ahead. So, yeah, another question I was being asked by was time indicator. I don't know why my previous 8 session wasn't saved. I think it was my mistake or Facebook. I don't know. But here is, you can add this time indicator, the free one over here. You gotta add these two ones. This is a red counter. This for green countdown. This for red countdown. All right, these two one, and you can use the free version. It's totally the same, but yes, it's totally the same. So if we go to the hourly time frame, you can see the consolidation a bit more clearly. So these are the two areas which I am looking for a little short play here. As soon as it crosses this 6850, and as soon as it loses that $6,600 area. So it should cross the 6850 area and can touch this and go all the way up to 7,500, 72, 7,300. I mean the $7,000 zone. But the higher time frame analysis, it still remains intact that Bitcoin is bearish. It can, people start calling Bitcoin bull, and start calling it bullish and bullish when the higher time frames are clearly indicating that it's going towards a bearish trend. And higher time frames always take the precedence over the lower time frames. So we can play out these little swings, but in margin trading, we got to be extremely careful. All right, so that's why I'm waiting for the confirmations, and I'm watching this Bitcoin closely to give out signals to my premium members. So right now, if you see this hourly, because we have much more data now in hourly time frame, it's in consolidation phase, and most probably it will keep on consolidating for the next couple of weeks, maybe, as per 2014. So it took around 10 months for Bitcoin to get back up. All right, so if you're looking to buy Bitcoin for, let's say, for longer term, all right, for as an investment purpose, and you're ready with your fiat money, this is the question I normally get, that is it a good time to buy Bitcoin right now? So I say that currently, no, it's not a good time to buy with your fiat money and go all in, because we are right here. Let's compare this 2014 scenario to the current scenario. We're right there, right here. We do not want to buy Bitcoin when it's going towards its bottom. All right. We should buy Bitcoin when it's, after this consolidation, it's moving back up this 50 weeks moving average, and it's making higher highs. All right. That is the area where we should be buying Bitcoin, not this area when it's going towards the bottom right now. So it doesn't matter how cheap the price is looking, it still has to bottom out. All right. So if we are to buy the Bitcoin for longer terms, we should be waiting for Bitcoin to clearly bottom out, and we will have quite enough time to do that, because last time it took around 10 months. It consolidated around this, tested this resistance 50 weeks, and totally went again, hit an almost a double bottom, then again tested it and break through it. So this would be the quite good zone for buying. So if you compare the prices with respect to the prices, right now we are at 6,800. So let's say this is a $5,000 zone. If it bottoms out, and we should be buying it when it crosses the $10,000 area and above this 50 weeks moving average. That would be a much better place to buy Bitcoin, rather than buying it over here when it's going all the way towards its bottom. So I think that's all, ladies and gentlemen. And if you find value in this session, do let me know. And I'm sorry, I don't go live like every couple of days. When I only do a live session whenever there is an important update to tell. So please do comment if you like this and if you find value in this. So take care, everyone. See you in my next live.